Hello everyone, totally Tiaira here, bringing you a video on how I created this beautiful wall collage in my living room. So without further ado, let's get started on how I created this look. So here's a look at the wall before I did anything to it. It just simply had this one canvas print that I found. I think I found this one actually at a local Ross, and I fell in love with it. It's actually the inspiration piece that created what I based the entire living room off of. So this was the first piece I bought for the living room, and then everything else was created around it. I fell in love with it. I love floral prints, so I decided to purchase this, and I love the blues and the white and the golds in it. So yeah, I decided to use it. It is a big piece for such a small wall, and to me the wall still seemed very blank at the bottom, and I didn't like that. So I wanted to kind of create this wall of interest. So here's a close-up look of the canvas. Some of the paint in it is a metallic paint, so it does give it a very modern aesthetic, and I love modern. I guess my type of theme is a modern, mid-century modern type of thing that I love. So here's a look at all of the pieces that I used for the wall. If you do something like this, I recommend you just get pieces that speak to you in some kind of way. I picked these up at different places such as Ross, Target, Home Goods. Just anytime I would be out and I saw a piece that I thought would fit the wall, I would just grab it. So didn't spend a lot of money on it. Everything was very inexpensive. That photo is a photo of Brazil, which is a place that everyone in my family wants to travel to, so I thought that would be interesting to have. That's also a painting that I painted. And if you follow me on Instagram, I kind of showed you that in my Insta story of how I created that. It's called knife art. So yeah, I just used the colors that fit the room, and that's it. So yeah, now I'm laying out everything, kind of trying to visually see how I want the wall to look before I started putting everything up on the wall. So I'm basically just kind of rearranging everything and seeing what works and how it looks. And it may not be perfect, but you get an idea of what it should look like on the wall. So once I'm satisfied with what I've laid out, of course, I'm just going to clear out the space and get everything out of the way so that we can start hanging. I only used nails to hang the pieces because everything that I have for the wall is pretty light, so nothing needed to be like screwed in with screws and used anchors or anything like that. Nothing was heavy, so nails did just fine for me. Sometimes, depending on the piece that you use, you may need to either find a stud in the wall or use anchors and screws to make sure that it is pretty sturdy. So once I've cleared everything out, basically I removed what was there, and just want to kind of start eyeballing how I want it to look and make sure that I'm placing it exactly where I want it. So once I kind of get an idea of where I want the main piece to go, I have this little trick that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen before, where you just take painter's tape and you use it on the back, and you're going to pretty much just stretch the tape out from one end to the other, and then you're going to mark where the hanger hardware is on the piece on the tape. So you're going to mark it on the tape. That way you're going to use the tape to tell you where the canvas is gonna go on the wall without having to fuss with the canvas or the painting or whatever. It's just much easier to use the tape instead. So that's all I'm doing. I use this trick all the time. I love it. And it's pretty simple. It makes it really fast, and you can kind of eliminate any mistakes, you know, hanging and it leaning and looking funny or whatever. So here I am placing the painter's tape now in the location where I want the painting to go. And once I kind of eyeball it, I'm gonna step back a little bit and make sure that it's straight. And as you can see, it is not straight. So I grabbed a leveler, and that'll help me make sure that it is, you know, pretty straight. Because I would hate to get this painting up on the wall and then find out later that it's crooked and then start all over. So as you can see, it's easier to work with tape versus the painting. So once I get it all leveled and it looks good, I can start hammering the nails. And I'm going to actually hammer the nail in the spot where I marked with the pen. There, I'm just trying to make sure I had enough room for the next piece that I was going to use. So that's why you see me do that. And I had my daughter come in to help me to make sure that it looks straight to her too, because I do not want to get this thing up and then find out later that it's leaning. So she just gave me a little help there. And then, yeah, pretty easy. Nothing too hard. I think this is actually the toughest piece to do. Everything else is so small and easy that it's effortless, really. So yeah, then after you get the nails where you want them, you pretty much just pull off the painter's tape and you are good to go. Voila, very simple. I love it. So at this point now, all you do is simply grab the pieces that you're going to use. Me personally, I can just eyeball it, kind of position it where I think I want it to be and place the nail where I want it and just go from there. There may be a few times where you need to probably, you know, remove a nail and kind of adjust it a little bit, but the nails that I'm using are so thin and small that it doesn't create like these huge holes in the wall or anything like that. They're very small. And if you do find yourself needing to reposition, I just recommend you use filler to fill the hole back in, so you don't have exposed holes in the wall. And another secret is, if you don't have filler, if you have a wall that's very light, like my wall, like a white or cream or anything like that, a trick is soap. If you rub a bar of soap over the hole, soap will fill in the hole, and then just wipe off any excess that may be around the hole. And as simple as that, it kind of just fills in that hole and you're good to go. So, yeah, we're just going to continue on with this thing. Make sure that everything is looking good every time I hang. And I apologize for not having the camera angled up, but I do fix it later on in the video so you can see the entire wall. But I'm just grabbing each piece and I'm just, finding out where I want it to go. The reason why I'm leaving a space on the right side of the wall, you'll see that later. I'm going to place something there. So I don't want anything too far off to the right, the lower right quadrant of the wall. So keeping that space kind of clear for me. But I'm just getting pieces, grabbing pieces and adding them. And like I said, I like to use, pieces that speak to me or my family. And I like to get things in different sizes. So I have small things, medium things, big things, as you can see. And I think that creates interest. So, you know, try not to get everything all the same size. Those, you can see these little blue and white flowers on the table. Those I found at Target. I thought those were really cute accent pieces, and they were very small, and they went with the color decor. So I thought, you know, how perfect. But the only thing that really didn't have anything in the how should I say, in the frame, there's a light blue frame there. I didn't put anything in that yet because I'm not exactly sure what I want to put there. So I kind of just left it empty for now, and I'll add something later. I had a few ideas, but I wasn't 100% sold on it. So I was just like, I'll hang it, and then I'll add a photo later. So again, I love to eyeball it. After I get each piece up, I do step back and look at the entire wall to make sure everything is placed exactly where I want it. Make sure there's no adjustments that I need to make. So here I'm kind of stepping back and getting a really good look. Only a few more pieces to go at this point. When I initially hung this frame here, I did hang it too high. I didn't want it leveled with the big piece. I wanted to drop it down a little bit. So this is exactly what I said before. If you make a mistake and you place something in a place you don't want it, you simply just remove the nail and put it where you want it, and it doesn't leave a huge mark. Now, a lot of people love those command strips. I like those as well. But as you can see, some of the pieces that I use, you can't use command strips or you'll see them. So I didn't want to use command strips or anything similar to that on the wall. And I'm not doing much damage because the nails are really, really small. They're very skinny. So I removed it, as you can see. And I'm just going to drop that nail down just a little bit so it falls a little bit under the big painting. And here's the small light blue frame that I currently don't have anything in. I actually thought it would be really cool to put the letter R in it, because R is the one letter that all four of us in our family share. So I thought it would be really cute to put an R in that frame. So either that or a photo of all of us would be cute. So I'll put something in there soon. Again, just taking a little step back. I'm pretty much almost done at this point. I think just the two small flowers need to be added. And if you find that you want more to your wall, like I said, it's whatever speaks to you. If you want to add more, than I have here, because I do have space, go ahead. Whatever makes you feel good, do that. As a matter of fact, once I get done here with the wall, I do notice that there was a space that was there, a big gap that was left, and I'll show you that here in a moment. But right now I'm just adding the small little finishing touches. And it's so quick to hang these. As you can see, a couple of taps on a nail and boom, put the flower there and you're done. So very simple. And then I start to put everything back in its place. The things that I had there before, I put everything back. And I thought it would be really nice to add a touch with the plant. These big leaf plants like the banana leaves and things like that are very popular right now. And so I decided to add that there just to give it a little bit more depth. And that's why I was leaving the space on the wall to the right. So as you can see, there's a gap there on the left bottom part of the wall that bothered me. So I had a white flower from back when I had a store. So I thought, why not put that there just so that there's not a gap there. So luckily I had this piece on hand. I went, grabbed it and put it there, and it made it complete. And I think everything looks perfect. And I think it's adorable. So yeah, the wall's done. Here it is. I think it makes the room, it is a very small living room we have, and I think it makes the room look bigger because the entrance is the complete wall, so it draws the eye all the way up. And yeah, we love it. I think it's cute. My husband came home that night and looked and was like, wow. So pretty easy, pretty simple. Hopefully you guys love it. And if you do, please hit like for me. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know. And I will be seeing you guys next video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out, and it lets me know that you guys are interested in more videos like this one. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next video.